Hi friends, welcome back to Kat's Chaotic Knitting Podcast. Last time I filmed this was about a little over a month ago, and I figured it's time to come back and update everyone and do another episode. So I wanted to do one sooner, more on time, like 1 month from the last one, rather than 1 month and maybe a week or two from the last one. But I kept thinking to myself, like, I gotta get more done to show everyone, and then I realized that was silly, and that, you know, the whole point is to just like chat and have a good time and not stress about knitting. So I kind of put that aside and was like, you know what, this is where I'm at, take it or leave it. So make sure you grab something delicious to drink. I have a weird mocha that I made, and I also have water, because I am a beverage goblin, apparently. So I always have to have at least 2 drinks. I need always a water, and then if I'm drinking something else, then whatever that thing is. So let me know if you also like having multiple beverages. Okay, so the first WIP finished objects. We're doing finished objects now. So the only finished object that I have since last time is the Birch Vest sample that I was making for Christmas for my sister. And I don't have that with me because it was for a Christmas gift for my sister. So I'll insert a picture here. Oh, you can see my messy stash. But yeah, I'll insert a picture here so you can see how it turned out. I'm super happy with how it turned out. It was really drapey and pretty, and I got some nice pictures of her in it to add to the project, so that like when people are looking at if they want to make that pattern or not, they can see it in 2 different colors and kind of see it on different bodies. So I'm really happy to have that done. That was on the needles for way too long, and I just want to get better at getting patterns out and getting them nicely done and complete and all that sort of thing. And I like knitting the patterns twice because I like to test my patterns for different sizes too, so that's usually what I do. But anyways, that is all I got done. Like finished object complete since last time. So I have a bunch of WIPs to show you. I did start a couple new WIPs since last time. It's funny, I bound off, that's the right tense. I bound off 1 project and cast it on 2 more. So that's kind of knitter's math, I guess, for you. But yeah, first work in progress I'm going to talk about is my balloon cardigan by Petite Knit that we saw last time. Last time I didn't have the body done. I think I was about here last time, and now the body is completely done and we are working on the sleeves. On my TikTok, I actually asked people for what buttons I should choose from a local yarn store. My local yarn store posts most of their stuff on their website, so that you can kind of like look on there first and then go in. So that was helpful. I had pictures to show everyone and help me pick. So we ended up going with these beautiful green buttons. They're kind of a bluey green, but they're shell buttons and they are gorgeous. So I sewed one on just to like look at it because it's so pretty, and I wanted to see how it looked, and I'm really happy with that choice because life is too short for boring buttons for cardigans. I'm like, if I'm gonna put all this work into making something myself and choosing all the notions and like doing it exactly how I want it, I might as well choose some really fun buttons. So that was kind of my thought process. Okay, and then a stressor about this one is these little balls are deceiving because they look like there's a lot of yarn in these, but these are only 50-gram balls of yarn, the Drops Lima. And so I have been playing a very dangerous game of yarn chicken. So this whole section from, I guess, about here till about maybe here is 1 ball of that yarn. Okay, keep that in mind. So that's not even half the sleeve. And I now have this much of this sleeve done, the whole other sleeve to do, and I only have this ball and one more ball left. So that would be really, really, like, it's not going to happen. It's going to be tight, or we're not going to have enough for the ribbing. So I was starting to decide to look around at local yarn stores to see if they have anything Drops Lima in this. It's a really common color because it's just plain white. So I was like, surely if they have Drops Lima, they'll have this color. And I don't care if the dye lot's different. It's literally, it's going to be fine. And I have a plan, I'll tell you guys. So I looked at all of the local yarn stores around me on their websites to see if they carry Drops Lima. None of them do. And so they have different drops yarns. They had one that was, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a fingering weight. And so I was almost gonna buy that and then just hold it double to be the DK weight that I need for the Lima. And then on a whim, I was watching one of Tiffany from Typical Bliss's live streams on YouTube, and I was like, and she lives in the same area as me, so I was like, she knows everything about every yarn ever. So I was like, I'll just ask her. So I asked her in the live stream, like, hey, do you know if any of our local yarn stores carry Drops Lima? And she was like, I don't know, but I actually have some Drops Lima, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, what? Oh my god. So, because my whole thing is I don't want to pay for shipping for, like, I'm going to only need one more ball of this probably. So I was like, I don't want to pay for shipping for that. So Tiffany's yarn store, like her Typical Bliss website, is a local yarn store to me because I can do local pickup with her. And so I was able to order Drops Lima from her, and that worked out really well. And I'll probably pick that up sometime soon. So I'm so grateful she like saved my butt on this one. Shout out Tiffany, that was awesome. So oh yeah, my plan and why the dye lot shouldn't matter too much. One, it's like plain white. I don't think it'll be that different. There's certain colors that like you really have to be careful with dye lot, like a green or, you know, bright colors, that sort of thing. But white shouldn't be too noticeable. And then my other plan is, in theory, I should have enough on both sleeves to get to the ribbing, because as you might know, for the balloon cardigan, the ribbing on the sleeves is quite long. So I was hoping that I'm gonna get all of the stockinette done on both sleeves and then use the secondary yarn that I'm getting as the ribbing section, so that way, even if it is slightly different, it won't be so noticeable, because that's like where the texture changes anyway. So the shadows will kind of hide if that's a different dye lot, basically. So crisis averted. While I was knitting this, I'm like, there's no way. This is no good. And I bought enough yarn, which is the thing, which is silly goose of me. But it was sitting in my stash for a long time because I was taking so long to make this project that I was like, oh, I'm just gonna use one ball of this for like a balaclava, which I ended up making like last year. I made this little, I don't remember what it's called, but it's a petite knit balaclava with fisherman's rib. And it's really pretty. And I don't want to take it out because I'm so proud of myself for learning fisherman's rib. And I held it with a really pretty mohair. And it's so beautiful and really handy because it's been so cold lately. So I don't want to take that apart. So I'm glad I just made it work out. Because that was an option too. I could have just like frogged this, but it's too dear to my heart right now. I don't know why. But yeah, speaking of it being cold, we got an Arctic outflow, I guess 2 days ago. And so normally in Vancouver, it gets to maybe like -5 max. But this week it's been like -10, -15. So for us Vancouver people, that is very, very cold. And everyone's been freaking out. And it's also made me realize, OMG, I need more knitwear. I need mittens. I need gloves. I need a shawl to wear at work. I need, like, to wear it as a blanket, basically. I need my balaclava, so thank goodness I have this. I need scarves, like, I need all this winter wear that normally I never think about making because it only gets cold enough that, like, a warm sweater will do, usually. So the fact that we're in the midst of winter right now is really making me have a bit of a cast on frenzy. Like, I need all this stuff to stay warm. But, yeah, that's this balloon cardigan. Enough about that. Bam! Crisis averted. Hell yeah. Another cast on, or not a cast on, this is a project you saw last week. Or not last week, oh my gosh. Last month! Jesus. I should be making these once a week though. That would be cool. Maybe one day when I'm doing it full time and I actually have time to knit more. Okay, but yeah, last episode I showed you my, oh, sorry that was loud. I showed you my tessellated, bam, tessellated pullover, that's what it's called. And I hadn't had the back done yet, so oh my gosh, look how pretty those colors look. Whoa. That is so pretty. Okay. I am obsessed with these colors all together. But anyways, the back wasn't done, so I finished the back. And then I was able to do this visible seam. Is that what it's called? I don't know. And then just kind of got the start going of the sleeve, which I'm pretty happy with the way I picked up stitches and how even and nice that looks. So I haven't spent much time on this one this last month, unfortunately, because this is such a fun project and I really love it. But I kind of have to concentrate to work on this one, and not concentrate, but I have to work on it at home because I got all these skeins going on. This is my yarn bowl, by the way. My sister got it for me for Christmas last year. But yeah, I got all this yarn going on, so it would be hard to travel with, whereas the balloon cardigan that I just showed you is my train project. Even though it's really big, my work bag is quite large, so I'm able to just fit it in my bag, and it's just plain stockinette, so I usually work on that on the train, and I have about 40 minutes each way on the train every time I go in for work. So I get a lot of work done on that one, so that's why that one's progressed more. Around Christmas time, like during my Christmas break from work, we get about a week off for Christmas. I didn't want to start a new knitting design, I guess, until I'd finished the Birch Vest completely. I just wanted that done and dusted, like with that sample that I made for my sister, before I made a new, I guess, design project. So once I got that done, that week off around Christmas was really nice, and I decided to cast on my next design that I had in my brain. And it's not done yet, but I'll show you guys because I don't have like any secrets about my designs. Oh my god, the color work looks so good on camera. It's so cute. Oh, the baby. Can you tell? Can you tell what this is for? This is for my cat. This is a cat sweater. I'm not totally settled on the name yet, but as you can see, the design is like, there's like little hearts here, and it's like just kind of like nice little color work. Little yoke. A yoked colorwork sweater, but I was like, oh my god, imagine like a cute little round yoke colorwork sweater for my cat. Like, how funny and how cute is that? And so that's what we have here, and it's gonna be so cozy and nice. I'm using sock yarn for this, so this is Cascade Heritage in the color Limestone, which is a really pretty kind of neutrally, not so gray, not so beige, kind of in between color. And then I'm using Brooklyn Tweed Peary in the color Vinted for the burgundy here. And everything's gonna be on Ravelry for when the design is out and all that stuff. Oh yeah, and I have a really cute stitch marker. I got that at Knit City. It's a little coffee. It's very cute. I'm so excited about this. As you can see, I'm almost done knitting it, and then I have most of it written up already. So when I'm designing patterns, I kind of write as I go and as I do everything. And then I just go back through and tech edit and grade for different sizes. So my plan is I'm going to finish this one. I'm going to finish writing the pattern and grading that and all that sort of jazz. And then once I've graded it, I'm going to cast on the size smaller than this to make for my mom's puppy, because he's about one size smaller than Luna. And I want to show that it's not just for cats and that these work well for other pets too, like little dogs, small pets. So that's gonna be this sweater. I'm like 90% on a name, but I don't want to say it just because I don't want to like confuse y'all if that's not the name I end up going with. So that's this little cat sweater pattern that I'm working on. Loud noises. Okay. And then another cast on and also acquisition is it's been very cold, as I said, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to make things because it's been cold. So I decided to cast on some Selbu mittens. Oh wow, the color work like really looks good on camera. I'm like being really hard on myself in person. I'm like, I don't know, but maybe it'll look better when it's blocked, but on camera it looks really good. Ooh, you can totally see the design coming out, so you can see the Selbu. These are fingerless mittens. So the pattern is called Randy and Kiel Mitts. Is it a free pattern? No, I think I paid for this pattern. It's funny, I do like my knitter math in my head is that when I make sales on Ravelry, it goes to my PayPal, and so I just leave that for putting back into my knitting, and so I use PayPal to buy this pattern, and so it's free. My logic is that it's free because it never touched my bank account. It was just in PayPal, and I made that money with my not real job. That was just my side thing, which is selling patterns, so like I can put that money back into other people's patterns. So yeah, this is these Randy and Kiel mittens, but I'm doing the Kiel version. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I think it's right. Someone will tell me though. And so when I went to my local yarn store, Black Sheep Yarns, I'm not gonna say the city. That's probably a bad idea. But yeah, when I went to Black Sheep Yarns, they had a sample out with these colors, and I was like, oh my god, I want mittens in those like exact colors. They're so fun. So this is Roma, and the type of yarn is Finoul. Oh, don't mind the yarn vomit. Oh my gosh. Pretty colors. I love the pink. It's so bright. And yeah, it looks so gorgeous in the mittens. So yeah, I went to my local yarn store to get those buttons, and then I saw this and I was like, oh, it's been so cold, I need mittens. So that was kind of just like a on a whim purchase. But yeah, you can see the thumb, and then this cute little side, and yeah. Anyway, these have been really fun to work on, and it's good for me to practice more color work, especially if I'm doing like color work designing and that sort of thing. Because I like to just design things that I find are fun, and I just try to do it. And I've done a little bit of color work before. I don't think I'm any expert by any means, but I don't think that means I can't design it. So that's what I was like, you know, it's fine. I'm just doing my thing. So yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish with the yarn actually before I get to that. But acquisition wise, this is one of my only yarn acquisitions. This was a gift for Christmas from my dungeon master. I play D&D with some friends, and so yeah, the dungeon master is kind of like the person who runs the game. So she gifted me this really beautiful, she knits too, so she gifted me this really beautiful garn, oh my god, this means Swedish now, yarn. So this is Julie Aslin Lizu DK, and it's 90% merino and 10% silk, so it's like such a pretty fiber, really gorgeous, and the colorway is called Fall River. And I love how dark the base is, and then the colors are just kind of muted. It's really pretty. So that was like such a cool gift. I think it's awesome. Okay, this is where we divert from knitting. And you might be thinking, oh, what do you mean by that? My partner Christian for Christmas got me a little spinning kit. And so I've been spinning. So this is my little drop spindle that it came with, and it came with some fiber, and it's wool and bamboo. I'm not sure what kind of wool, it didn't say, but wool and bamboo. And so this is my very first time spinning ever, so if you have any tips, please tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I think it's going pretty good. I'll show you. Wait, will it focus? Let me see. Don't focus on my face, focus on this. Oh, it won't focus. That's annoying. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Pretty even. And this has just been another hobby. And it's just been so fun. And I've really been enjoying spinning. And I have this big goal, this big ambition. I've been watching a lot of Andrea Mowry, and I think that's why I've been like really tempted to start spinning. But I really want to make her night shift shawl with some hand spun yarn. I think that's kind of my goal. But yeah, so another acquisition I got. This is more spinning related. Okay, so my next acquisition that's spinning related is this beautiful braid. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I wish you could feel this. Like, I don't even want to spin it up yet because I just want to like come cuddle it. It's so soft. It feels like a baby, like a little baby kitten or something. And this colorway is so gorgeous. I think it's called Clairvoyant. This is Myrtle yarn. They sell fiber too, which is really cool. And so this colorway is called Clairvoyant. And I'm a ding dong because I had this shipped to me, and then when I got it in like the mail, I looked at her little business card and it says Delta BC, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I should have seen if they have local pickup, because that, what? Why would I don't want to ship things if it's local. I could just go pick it up and not pay for shipping. And anyway, that was on me. Now I know for next time. I should have known because they were at, I know about Myrtle Yarn because they were at Knit City. There's a lot of places from Washington too, and Alberta and that, so I guess I didn't really think of it. But yeah, they're from BC. A little further out, but I mean, Delta's not too, maybe Delta is too far actually. Maybe Delta's too far to go pick up fiber unless I'm like getting a bunch. Anyways, the shipping was actually fairly reasonable because they offer a different type of shipping. I can't remember what it's called, but if it's like a really flat package and you don't get tracking, then it's like $5. So they put it in a bag that like scoops it like this. I don't know, that's not a real word. Just like squishes it all down and takes all the air out, and so it poofs back up when you take it out, but makes it so the shipping's cheaper. So that was nice. Anyway, you guys probably don't care about shipping. I'm sure everyone who's watching this orders enough stuff online and knows how shipping works. And I'm just like fondling this fiber, but it's so cute. Oh yeah, I should say what it is. It's 100% merino wool, and it's superwash. Which might be handy if I want to like wash the thing that I make. I might never have to, but it's all about trying new things. I just really love the colorway. I don't care what it's made of. I just think that color is so pretty. And it's so soft. And it's a braid. And it's beautiful. So that's going to be maybe one piece of my night shift. I do want it to be like a dark kind of colorway, but I don't know. Maybe this will be for something else too. I'm just kind of trying things right now with spinning. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just started like in December, so I have no idea. Yeah, that is everything. So, thank you so much for being here. I hope this wasn't too chaotic. I call it Chaotic Knitting Podcast for a reason because I feel like I'm all over the place, but hopefully you're able to follow me through my thought process, and I hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you next time.